Hey y'all, it's Jake Maddox. I just got back from Lake Martin this weekend for the Sylacauga Marine tournament, and it was a tough tournament. They raised the water up about 4 feet this week for the first time, and I'm gonna show you what I caught them on. It was this little guy right here, this little shaky head. If I can get it undone. That's a pretty light shaky head, but I had that on an owner shaky head. But a real key to me this weekend was that hand poured worm. That's made by Robo. That real transparent color really helped me get a lot more bites. And also with the hand pours, you can get a lot more wiggle to your worm, and that really got me good on those good big schools of spots. Unfortunately, I was not prepared for that tournament, and that's my home lake. So the thing I learned on that tournament was not to be. I was a little unprepared for that tournament. I was just thinking I was going to win that tournament just because that's my home lake and I know how to catch them usually. But that weird, I did not know that there is the water up. So if I would have done my research on that lake before I went, I probably would have done a better bat. And also, I lost all my shaky heads. I hung them up. I had a bad day. I broke off 8 or 9 times. It was pretty bad. But I got on a good school of spots around 30 to 25 foot of water, and those mainly when they will raise the water on Martin, the largemouth will push up towards the bank, and the guys who won the tournament, they had the bigger bags at least. They were fishing anywhere from probably 10 to 2 foot of water, just fishing those bluff walls up in Elkahatchee Creek by Wind Creek. But I made the run all the way to Blue Creek where I live, and there was I found a good little spool of spots. I think if I stayed there long enough, I would have came in a higher place in the tournament. But there was a lot of big spots mixed in with those little spots, but those little spots would grab it first before I could get them, and I had to rely a lot on my electronics for this tournament, and that's just not the way I like to fish. I wish later in the year they would have moved shallow, but anyways, this is my setup. I threw out there that shaky head right there, and then my rod I threw the Shimano Camara, the shaky head version, the 7'1" version, and it's got a nice little tip. It's a little bit faster of a taper for a shaky head rod than what most rods, but I like it a lot. And I had that paired up with a Shimano Stratic 255 or whatever it's called, 250 FJ. And I had that with that 10-pound Sunline Sniper, or not Sniper, just their FX braid. Had that with a 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. I think if I would have dropped my line down to maybe 6-pound test for those spots, I might have got some bigger bites. And also, but I had to be careful with them, not a horse. I broke off my line though, and it's a couple big old spots. But I was actually fishing the edges of the marina off these big sailboats, and don't ask me why, but they were just stacked up there just on the edges. They weren't in the middle. They were just all stacked up on the edges. I caught them off 2 docks that had the exact same thing in that my bigger fish came off of my bigger bites came off of that first dock in that deeper water where they were all spots, and then I got some smaller bites up in the shallow water around 20 to 15 foot. But that was my setup for the tournament, and I happened to only catch 1 fish, which was pretty bad. But fortunately, only 10 people weighed in, so I was able to get a check for $50. So that was pretty good. But looking next weekend on Neil Henry to catch a big bag, hopefully. Well, just follow and like and subscribe and tell your friends about it, and follow me on Instagram, KickBass106. Thank y'all.